Hello everyone and welcome to RHAP's coverage of Australian Survivor Brains V Brawn II. I'm your host Shannon Guss, here for the first ever Australian Survivor draft. We've had a long pre-season. If you missed any of it, firstly, how dare you? We did a kickoff with Rob. Mike and I did a Brains and Brawn assessment. We did It's a Look with Bryce, and we're closing it out with the first ever Australian Survivor draft. We have a team of 4 here we will draft all of our own little 6-person tribes, little new era tribes. And to do that, let me introduce that crew firstly. It's firstly my great friend and host of the Crime Scene podcast. It's the wonderful Sarah Carradine. Sarah, thank you for being here.
Hello. So happy to be here. Give me who I want.
I don't think that's how drafts work.
Well, I know true crime and I know how to get away with stuff. So just be careful.
Okay, 48 seconds into the podcast and we have our first threat of murder. You heard it here first, and it is verifiable for any police listening that is happening.
Is this traitors or is this Survivor?
Well, either way, no murder, okay? No fake murder, no banishment, just some nice drafting. But we have my usual co-host on the kickoff special. Rob stepped in. Rob gets to, do what Rob wants. But Aimee's here, Aimee Chan, to draft us. Aimee, how are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. These are my peeps. This is my fam. I'm excited and I can't wait to start.
Who we are, or like the Brains V Brawn people are?
No, you guys are.
Oh,
Aww.
Okay. Because I was like, oh, that's nice that you have such an affinity for the cast, but that's nice too. You mean us?
No, you guys. I like the cast too, but I like you more.
Oh, there you go. Already we are beating the cast in Aimee's rankings. And closing out the group, we have someone who a year ago, well, I guess just over a year ago because the season is late, but just over a year ago, we were assessing him pre-season. Now he's here to draft. He's a super fan. He says he's a failed Titan. I think he's a successful Titan. He is from Australian Survivor, obviously. It is a great Eden Porter. Eden, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having me. This time last year, I was wrecked with nerves. I didn't know what was coming. It was all a bit crazy. And now I just get to sit back, choose my people, and the shoe will be on the elephant now. I will be doing the judging. So this is really exciting for me. I love it. Love it.
I'm excited for you to learn that covering the show is actually also very stressful. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Good to
know.
It
doesn't end. But really excited to have you. And I know that you guys, I'd love to kind of talk about it up the top. I know I have stuff to talk about with the season coming up starting Monday. I know there's a lot of coverage happening. Sarah, can you tell the people anything that you're doing, through the season?
Yes, so for Silent Podcasts International, where I do reality TV from around the world that isn't North America, I'm going to be covering Australian Survivor, Brains vs Brawn, the rematch, once a week, vibes only, no strategy. You want strategy, you have to listen to Shannon or Eden. You want vibes, you listen to me once a week with some fun guests. So thank you for asking. Silent Podcasts International.
And Eden, you have stuff going on as well.
I do have a few things going on. Thanks for asking, Shen. So first of all, I've got Survivor Debrief. Me and my brother Josh Porter will be doing a weekly sort of recap where we'll just be going through, having a bit of a chat about the episode and our thoughts. As well as that, me and Johnny Fairplay will be doing some coverage, some daily coverage as well over at the after shows, and also having a bit of a fan watch party for the premiere episode next week. So that will also be incredibly fun. So yeah, a few things happening. So it's all systems go over here, Survivor wise.
I'm so jealous of the Melbourne community going to your watch party. There is also a watch party in Sydney, so I'm not super jealous of that. Well, I am very jealous to not be at yours, but luckily we also have where Sarah and I will be hopefully next Monday night. That is at the Zetland Hotel. So that's what's happening in events. I'm going to be plugging now what's happening with the season, because I've been teasing the coverage. I feel like it's now just a couple of days before the season set in stone enough that I can explain what is happening, which is firstly, been talking about the episodic recaps, new thing for RHAP on Australian Survivor. That's going to come at you weekly. Rob says like 30-minute recaps. I say like an hour recaps. We're going to probably be somewhere between those things. We're still working out what that is, but it's meant to be zippy for your commute the next day. So we're kind of doing it like live feed updates. So the first episode of the week, usually the Sunday, first week the Monday, is going to be Chappelle Sundays. And then the middle episode will be Puya Mondays. And then the final episode will be Mike Tuesdays. Now, I know from a alliteration perspective, Mike Mondays might have made more sense, but for scheduling, we're doing it this way. So that's what it is. It's going to be Chappelle, Puya, and Mike on the recaps. Then every week, an alumni on the feedback show. I can announce our surprise first guest for the first week will be Rob Sestonino. Shocking, as he often is in the first week. And then we'll get one exit interview a week. So that's what's happening with that, is that's all 10 can roll for us, is that there'll be one coming out like at the end of the week of coverage, and that is all of the coverage on RHAP. So very excited about all of that, but we have a draft to get to. So draft rules, standard RHAP draft rules for people who haven't been watching the draft for the US Survivor. Firstly, how dare you? But what we do is it's winner takes all, but if you have the first boot, not a medevac, but a quit, we've had to walk through all of these things. But if you have the first boot, you're the grenade. That means that even if your winner wins, you don't win. Second place wins. But if you have someone else, we'll say in the final three, even if there's no final three, in the top three, if another player of yours is in the top three, you can still win, which is going to be interesting because we have big teams. And then there's other stuff around that, like if there's a tie in the final three, like if it's like 10-0-0 votes. And honestly, I can't even remember right now how it works, but we have all these rules worked out because I've made sure of that. So that's what we're doing. Okay, but let's get to the draft. Now, I have a random number generator and I can't work out how to screen share it. So you're all just going to have to trust my judgment. Okay? So I'm going to give us a number based on the way we're sitting. I'll be 1. Sarah can be 2. Aimee will be 3. And Eden will be 4. And now I'm random number generating. And whoever, you get it. You understand random number generator.
Yeah.
Okay. First, welcome to the podium, number 4, aka Eden.
Woo woo! Oh, this is great. This is
Yeah,
excellent.
first
This
pick.
means I get the pick of the board, yeah?
Do you have one? Do you have like a pick you really wanted and needed?
I've got a couple of people that I really like. I've got someone that I think is my winner pick, so I'm going to pick
Probably go
them
with
straight up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Well,
go.
no, wait. We have to do the rest of the random number generator.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like,
But
why
I
are
love
you
your
starting?
enthusiasm.
I was really excited.
Okay, now we're out of
Go,
order, so
go.
I'm gonna have to remember the numbers I assigned. But next
Yeah, I'm
up,
full, I'm
number
full.
3, Aimee will be second.
Yay.
This is so unfair. So you can trust that the random number generator has been legit. And next we have legitimately Sarah at number 2, and I am last. So you can trust.
Yeah, but
it.
then you get 2 picks in a row, though, right? So that's
Yeah,
quite
I'm
good
used
because
to
you get the
being last.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And honestly, I wasn't super high on a lot of people's chances in the cast, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe not. And like also we're going a snake draft, so yeah, it's not that bad. But Eden, I'm so interested who you can make the first pick on the board. I'm gonna get the cast photo up. This is my PowerPoint
good,
presentation that I clearly had from all of my other preseason content. I did not make a new PowerPoint presentation for this situation, for this podcast, but we have this. So Eden, looking at this cast, please tell us about your first pick.
Okay, my first pick. I think this is someone I'm leading female. I think the females in this cast are very, very strong. And I think you want that perfect balance of someone that's friendly, that gets on, but also is quite fit. I am going to be picking for my first pick, Morgan.
Okay.
So I've got Morgan Tang. I think she's strong. I think she knows what's going on. And I think she will get along with everyone.
Any thoughts?
Well, she's an Olympic sprinter, Shannon.
Yeah.
So big energy. She's coming at us 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I don't think there's no way in the world that she's going to be the grenade. There's no way they're getting rid of her first. So I'm just backing myself just in case.
Yeah, a couple of things on Morgan and why I reacted with the shock that I did, not about anything Morgan as a person. Morgan probably would have been my winner pick, right? Strong women, always my Australian Survivor winner picks. There was some redacted stuff on social media that made me a little concerned for her chances. We talked about this on the preseason cast assessment, and for that reason, I wasn't going to pick her. I also think from a grenade perspective, she probably won't be, but like in the previews, you do see her like fighting with Nash. And if someone like fighting in the previews a first draft pick? I think probably not. But
Yeah, but
you
see
know,
that. But then you
still
got to think
thinking.
about then Nash could be the grenade. You see.
Yeah, they both could be.
Right.
Like, but the thing is, like, you didn't have to pick either
So-
Nash or Morgan. It wasn't an either or, you know?
Yeah, well, but actually, it was Shannon. It is actually.
Yeah, it had to be one of the two. Those were the criteria. Sarah and Aimee, was Morgan high on your list?
Well, I think she's very
Morgan was in
impressive.
my
She
top
is.
3.
She's high on my list too. However, she's not in my top 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 because she's a sprinter. She's not an endurance athlete.
Well, that's true. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's like if we can sit on our couches and judge.
Mhm.
She's a
Where do you-
sprinter
Isn't that our
Olympian
job?
and not an endurance Olympian. That's true, but I
Where
don't
do
judge
you-
people physically.
Where do you put pole vaulters then? Or high jumpers?
Mm.
What was Liz? What was Liz?
Very
Liz?
good abs. Very good abs.
She was a pole vaulter.
She was a pole vaulter.
She was a pole vaulter. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So not always
All
about
right.
endurance.
Morgan is the first cab off the rank, and
She's off the board.
okay, a bold choice. Aimee, who is your choice?
I also am going strong women of color. So for my number 1, I'm going with smart, strong, physical, cerebral, used to working in alpha-dominated environments, Karen, orthopedic surgeon.
Oh,
Interesting. Karen is a
Good
brain.
pick.
I
Karen.
do have these people in my PowerPoint. That's Karen. What are your thoughts, Sarah?
Oh, that duck overall is just brilliant. Yeah, she's very high for me.
Is it? Am I
The only
crazy? Isn't there someone on American season 48 with that exact same duck tracksuit overalls?
There is some sort of duck overall synergy happening, which is
Yeah.
incredibly unlikely.
This is Charles. Charles had the goose last season, and now we're gone full duck. It's all mallards all the time.
I'm watching too much reality TV at the moment. Is it on Dondi or Traders? Somebody in the promo keeps talking about, I don't want to be the duck, I want to eat the duck.
Traders.
Ducks are a thing at the moment.
Ducks are a thing.
Ducks are a big.
She was really, really high for me, Aimee. Frankly, if you hadn't taken her, I may well have done. The only thing is she says, I'm used to being in control, but I hope that she's thought brackets, so I have to school myself to not always be in control on Survivor.
Yes.
Close brackets.
Didn't she also say that she has self-proclaimed resting bitch face?
Mm.
That's a red flag for me. If someone
That's so
saying
mean.
that.
Liz,
How
No,
could you
but
say that
that's-
to my
Liz,
face?
she
Liz.
To
says,
my resting bitch face. Okay, that's really offensive to the resting bitch face community that I'm a part of.
well, no, I take it back completely, Shannon. No, I think that's a really big danger sign for someone going out early. If you just naturally have people are judging you instantaneously, I think it could be worrying. The fact that she identified it is good, but I'm concerned for her.
But you know who's the queen of the resting bitch face in Survivor?
Liz.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Liz is just Russian. It's Sarah Lucina. Everyone
that's
hated
true.
her preseason because of her resting bitch face, and then she won. So I think it's something that can be overcome. We talk about this a lot in the resting bitch face group chat that we all have. Okay, so I think she'll be okay.
Do you have monthly meetings? Yeah.
It's weekly. Okay, we really need to talk about it. There's a lot going
Everyone
on.
just sits around a circle looking at each other, going like, "What's her problem? What's her problem?"
Yeah, exactly. Sarah, it's your pick.
Yes.
You want?
Well, give me black, give me Muslim, give me bi, give me indie, please.
Ooh.
That was so convenient for my PowerPoint. It was just one away.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on indie?
I like this whole cast, I have to say. I was joking when I said I don't care who I get. Obviously, I care, but less so than perhaps other years. I just think that of all the people I like Indy far and away. Indy and Karen, for me, of the Brains women, like streaks ahead. Only from reading their bios, looking at their photos and thinking about them and judging them in that way. So I'm sure that the other women will also enter my cold, dark heart. But Indy is, I love that she said, I'm used to being voted out of tribes all my life. I think there's something about outsiderdom which either makes you the peculiar heron on a log that nobody wants to go near, or allows you to shapeshift and change. And I think she is a shapeshifter. And I love that about her.
Yeah, I like Indy a lot. If this was about choosing who I want the most, I probably would take Indy first. Just on like, you know, you shouldn't have favorites as a Survivor podcaster. Obviously, everyone's my favorite equally, but I really love Indy a lot. I don't know if I put her pre-merge or post-merge. I think I said I want her to do well. I don't know if that means she will do well, but it's like I want to manifest it. Eden, was Indy high for you on your draft board?
What do you think about the stand-up comedy of it all?
I loved it.
Says that she like this speaks to me as a fellow comedian and going through the Melbourne Comedy Festival. But I'm concerned.
You've got to half your draft panel, Shannon, has been at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival on stage.
Yeah, that's true.
So don't say anything bad about stand-up comedians.
Wait, what were you doing on the stand-up comedy?
I was doing stand-up comedy. I made my living as a stand-up comic in the late 80s, early 90s. It's the resurgence of women in comedy. Yeah.
Incredible story. I didn't say that I don't like. I said I hate bad stand-up comedy. If you guys were good, like Indy is, then you're okay. If you were bad, I want to claw my eyes out. I think that's been obvious. But yeah,
I think even if you're bad, it shows that you can adapt and put yourself out there, and you're willing to try and feed off your audience and adjust to a situation. And I think that ability to be comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone is a critical part of surviving in Survivor. So I think that actually that really will stand Indy in good stead.
But she's good. She's for sure for the bad stand-up comics. I liked Indy's, but so Eden, you have an affinity for Indy.
I have a connection with Indy. The only thing I'm worried about.
Chats as well.
We do. We're
daily.
on the hourly. What's the time? Yeah. But I want to know whether I'm worried because she's got a great personality. I'm not sure whether she's going to get swallowed up by those bigger personalities. In her group, she's probably the comedian, the fun one, the one that's doing all this stuff. But it's very funny when you get to this point and you've got your Kents and your Riches and your Maxes and your Miles, these really big personalities. I think she might need a little bit to find her footing and earn those connections with people. So it'll be really interesting to see, because I know Eileen in our season had trouble with that. She felt that she was going to come out and be this big social butterfly, and then there was huge personalities out there and she just sort of stood back and had to sort of absorb things a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if she can make those connections early.
Interesting. I think we're all rooting for it to go well, other than the fact that she's not on 3 of our draft teams. But that leads it to my back-to-back pick, and I actually have my first 2 picks still on the board, so pretty happy with my slot. Firstly, someone was eventually going to have to choose a man, and it will be me. I talked about in the pre-season, let me get to him on the PowerPoint, that Jesse Noonan, not Noonan, but Jesse Noonan is my winner pick. I just saw a lot in Jesse.
Controversial.
Why is it controversial?
That's interesting. That's
wow,
interesting.
Your reactions were so offensive to me. Why is everyone reacting like that? What's the problem with Jesse as my winner pick? What's the...
he's low. He's low on my totem pole.
Recorder. Okay, so I have not only ranked out my top 8, I then have put in red people that I don't want. And Jesse, who I'm sure in real life is a lovely person, but he put in his bio that his instrument of choice that he likes to play is the most annoying instrument on the face of the earth, the recorder. So if that does not suggest that he's going to be intensely irritating to be around with when you're starving and freezing on an island, I don't know what does.
I don't think you'll have a recorder. Also, didn't you just say like 5 seconds ago that people who can put themselves out even to do like annoying things like bad amateur comedy is like, that's good because they'll put themselves out there? Is that not Jesse then with his recorder?
I don't know.
I didn't have Jesse in red.
He went in red on my draft.
I'd be happy to have Jesse on my team. I would welcome him if he didn't already belong to you, but he was not in my top half.
Okay. Eden, why did you react so negatively to Jesse?
Just pro skaters. Just not a fan of them at all. Pro skater wives, I'm a huge fan of. I think they're great, but pro skaters, not so much. I think. Yeah. Well, sorry. Yeah. But I think I think he says in his bio a little bit about he wants to be the funny one. He's got all this stuff happening, but he also owns the skate shop and he's presenting a different version of himself. I think he's going to try too hard, and I think he's going to get burnt. And there's no, and it's look, he's no Rob with two Bs. He's not bringing his skateboard out there to the island, so
Maybe just his
not going to be a lot
recorder.
out there. Yeah,
You
Oh,
guys
God.
have a lot of biases that I think you need to check at the door. Anti-recorder, anti-skateboarder. Like, look at all of you, okay? Don't judge people like that.
Just a raise of hands, who actually did recorder at primary school? Did we all
Yeah,
do
it was
recorder?
compulsory. It was
Oh, yeah?
compulsory.
I hated it. I hated it so
And
much.
listen, furthermore, I went to a Steiner school, a Rudolph Steiner school, so we had to knit a recorder cover before we were allowed to touch our recorder.
That's
Hang on,
terrible.
what?
I think we need to vote Sarah off the draft.
Hey, Steiner schools are great. We had a ball. He was insane, but we had a good time.
It's not Jesse's fault that we all had to play the recorder in the 3rd grade. Like, I used to hold my little recorder book up in the hope that the teacher wouldn't be able to tell that I wasn't playing it. Although I would need my hand to play it. So I think that was the giveaway. It was horrible.
Yes,
It
giveaway.
was. But that's not Jesse's fault, okay?
No.
Jesse was a good winner pick, and I think that he's got a lot going for him and will be fun. But
Interesting.
anyway.
Just interesting, Shannon. That's all I'm saying. Interesting.
Wow. Even saying something was like a cut to my soul. I'd rather you just straight up just insulted me to my face. Interesting.
Oh no, he did.
Wow.
He just did.
Yeah. Jesus, the tone.
Aren't we having fun? We're having fun.
Anyway, my next pick is here, and it's Kristen. I'm picking Kristen.
Nice.
I think Kristen
Top
has a lot
3
going
for
for her.
me.
She's a brawn. At the moment, with the first 5 picks, we have 4 women, 1 man. We have 3 brawns, 2 brains. So some interesting stuff there. Kristen, she's so cool. She's an aviation firefighter. Like, what? And I feel like it's a very parental cast that skews a little bit older. And I feel like, yes, people usually hate moms, and I understand that. But maybe this is the cast to not be like that, and I'm hoping that that's true for Kristen. And she was almost a winner pick for me. She was close, but Sarah, you seem keen. You seem everyone. I'm a little bit less insulted by this reaction.
Yes, no, very keen. I think there's your endurance. Look at that, fabulous and smart. I think super smart. It's what I did when I was thinking about the draft. Was I was thinking about brawny brains and brainy brawns. Because if you look at the final 3 of the first go round, it was the brawniest of the brains and arguably the brainiest of the brawns in Flick. So yeah.
Kristen is
spoiler!
my
Final
Aubrey.
3.
Oh, final 3. Well, Kristen was in my draft list as well. She is my Aubrey homegirl, so we are from the same town.
Oh,
and yeah, I am very excited to see how she goes just because of that. But she seems extremely smart to me. I'm with you, Sarah, like that really nice combination of brains and brawns. My concern about her would be that I think she has come in cold. I don't think she is somebody who has come into the game knowing anything about the game. And so that could potentially be quite a disadvantage if she doesn't pick it up quickly.
I see that, but I think an Australian Survivor, I mean, Eden, you can attest to that as by far, the biggest super fan. And to be fair, a cast full of more fans than we're used to. But Ferris didn't know a ton about the show. Liz I don't think knew a lot about the show. I don't know if an Australian Survivor it matters as much. Do you think, Eden?
I don't think. I think anyone can win the show, and I think. But I do think coming in early, if you're in a demo that could be in danger early, it definitely helps to know the show. Caroline in our season, she knew the show inside out and back to front, and she knew exactly what she had to do. If she had come in totally unaware, she was the one that came up to me and said, "Eden, no one's talking about alliances." I'm like, "Let's talk, Caro." She was really pushing that, and I'm worried that Christian doesn't have that background. And for someone that comes in saying they talk a lot about, they're well-traveled and kindness is a strength and loyalty, I'm not sure whether she's going to have enough time to get her feet under her in this particular group of bronze. She was actually my grenade, unfortunately.
What did I do to
I'm
you?
really worried about her. I'm really worried about her, Shan. I'm really worried about her.
No,
I love firefighters. I love
whole
firefighters.
town. We're all going to.
Who hurt
She can't be
you?
voted out. My whole
Who
town is
hurt
going to
you,
be backing
Eden?
her.
This is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to speak my truth. You know.
I'm sorry, but there's no way she's going to be the grenade on a tribe we're seeing is like fighting at the first tribal council about like people wearing idols. She's not going to be chaotic, and I think the chaos will clearly take precedence. So I'd be shocked if she
Okay.
is the grenade. The odds of her getting 0 votes at the end because people just continue to hate moms, probably pretty high. But we're hoping for people to be their best selves, right? So
This is
those are my 2 picks. Sarah,
Okay, great.
yeah, back to you. Back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, Kristen is not the grenade because apart from anything else, she's on a tribe with someone who says, if people don't like me, that's not my problem, sweetheart. It is your problem. You're playing
Yeah, I
Survivor.
saw that too.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah, there are a lot of
So
red
for
flags.
me, I'm going to go switch over. I'm going to take a man, and please don't clip that and use that. I don't know whether to take my top brawn man or my top brain man. I think I'm going to go top brawn. I'm going to take Paulie. I know it's obvious.
Okay.
I don't really have a defense, but I'm taking Paulie.
Damn it. Paulie was
Bye,
on my list.
Paulie.
Music to my ears. What's so good about him, Eden?
I love him. I think, first of all, paramedic, love them. I think they've got a really great way that they approach people. They're used to getting into situations and calming people down and immediately assessing things. I think they've got great bedside manner generally. He is absolutely ripped as well. I think he's amazingly fit. He's a big fan. He loves Simon. Which is okay, I
Who
guess.
doesn't?
And everyone does. So, but he's put it out there. He's super social. He was one really high on my list as well. I'm disappointed now. I think he was on a paramedic Australia, that ambulance Australia as well. So he knows the game. He knows what he has to do.
I don't think those shows are the same. I think they're very different.
Oh, don't they vote
hope
off
you don't
ambulance
vote
drivers
people-
each week?
I hope
yeah.
that they vote out the ambulance drivers and not the sick would be at least preferable. But like that's a horrifying show where you're in an ambulance and there's some sort of vote out happening of anyone in that situation. Sounds like a Black Mirror episode. Yeah. But yeah, I did like Paulie. I don't know how high it was on my draft board because I've come here with no plan, but I do like him. Yeah. Aimee, do you have your next pick? You're the next one.
So my next pick, I'm also switching gender. I am staying on the brains, and I am going with Kaylin.
Oh, that was that was the other. I was tossing up between Paulie and Kaylin. Kaylin, amazing.
So
almost too good to
I
be true.
like. Yeah, I think I like what Sarah said. I've also been going what is brawny and brainy. I also have a PhD, so I have a soft spot for the people who do the academic slog through 10 million years of university, writing a thesis that nobody will ever read ever again in your life. But I also think that in the context of Australian Survivor, he looks like a brawn. You know, he has a lot of physical strength and stamina, and I like that at the same time he says his favourite player is Hayley, so he clearly understands the cerebral, intellectual part of the game. I think the key will be that just to go under the radar at the beginning, as long as he can stay quiet in the first half of the game and not come out as a leader, they'll keep him because they'll want him for challenges. And then he can actually go quite deep because he'll be smart enough to make it through the merge.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to go deep.
I honestly, what do you, Aimee? In his comments, he mentions that he obviously loves Hayley, but he wants to improve on Hayley's game. Yeah. How does one do that when she won?
You double win. You win first and second.
Okay.
Well, there's always that one question about Hayley with the twist, getting twist screwed.
I
don't think that's.
I love Hayley, but you avoid the twist screw, and that's how you improve an otherwise.
Be a little luckier. Be luckier than
Yes,
Hayley would
correct.
be the best way to improve upon her game. I mean, he's gonna definitely not be the grenade. He'll make it to the merge, but like, what does the season look like where Kaylin wins? Like, it would be very impressive, but I think it would necessitate a lot of immunity wins in a very strong cast, or people letting someone who's like clearly the golden boy getting to the end. I just feel like that's very tricky.
I think I actually think he's a merge boot. I think
Yeah.
he'll be targeted straight after merge. I think as just a really strong player. Yeah.
Much like
But
our
he
own
also
challenge
could
piece
be-
right here in this podcast, Eden, who
He
suffered
could
the same
also
fate.
be, we can get Kaylin anytime. Like Kaylin's such a present danger and threat. We can get him anytime. So we'll go and get someone else. That's what could happen. And then a few challenge wins and then he's through.
Yeah, but there's so much time that like that time will come. I mean, it's happened like Mark won recently, but it's definitely possible. I just think that it's not like a predictable path. But we're back to you, Eden, finishing up the second round.
Oh, good. This is what I like.
Still there?
Yeah, I got a couple of picks on the board, which is great. I'm jumping over to the Brainiacs now because I think there's a lot of great people in there, but I'm sticking with the female demographic. I'm actually feeling it. I wish I could wiggle my nose because I am channeling my inner witch.
no.
That's right. I'm locking in.
Oh,
Yeah.
bullshit, Eden.
Yes.
What
yes,
are you
Why are you
yes.
guys so down on Laura? What is
This is my
happening?
almost last pick. My God.
What? Yeah, she's a wreck.
Why?
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, this is outrageous. So first of all, yes, she's a witch. She has game awareness. She is a super fan. She is a person after my own heart. She's printing off puzzles. She's practicing stuff. She knows the game inside out, and she also knows what she is projecting inside the game. She knows she's going to come out as the kooky witch sort of person, and she's aware that people are going to take that on board. But I think she is smart enough to realize that. She's smart enough to build social bonds. I don't think anyone's coming after her straight away. She is going to become friends with everyone. I actually think she's going to be a nexus point between your people like your Miles and your Maxes and your Logans and your Zara. I think she's going to connect a lot of people. I think she's going to go super deep, actually.
I agree with Eden. I mean, I don't know if I would have it like top, but like I'm not like so like the way that you guys were so down on. Like I think I like everything the non-witch stuff more than the witch stuff. But like there's so much there. Like she is a huge super fan. She seems super smart. I mean, she's on the Brains tribe. I think there's a lot to like about Laura. I'm not as about with Laura, and I'm not as aghast was what I meant to say at Eden's pick as you guys were. But please explain.
Yeah, it surprised
Sarah.
me.
Yeah, you were so anti.
Yes. One word. Stigma. Bullshit, Laura. Listen, I used to live in a mansion in Darlinghurst, used to be the governor of the Darlinghurst Jail's mansion. There were secret tunnels underneath to the jail, which is an art school now. And in the middle of the courtyard of the mansion was a tree. And around that tree, the Darlinghurst Coven used to, gather, shall we say. And in fact, when we had to get not weekly, when we had to get an arborist in to cut one of the branches, witches had to come in and apologize to the tree and sanctify the thing. So don't tell me there's a stigma about witches, Laura. We were calling ourselves witches long before your mother was born. So as soon as she said that, I thought, well, you don't know your history. That's all I'm saying.
You're witch-splaining her? She's a witch.
I am witch-splaining her. There hasn't been a stigma for a really long time. What about Wicked? Everybody loves a witch.
People do love
stigma.
Wicked.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
Stop playing the victim. Yes.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
A lot going on. When I asked why you were aghast, it wasn't what I thought you'd say. It went so deep, and there were like tunnels under the jail.
We have been calling ourselves witches since we were teens, and that was a very long time ago, last century.
My understanding was that witches would have got behind her and been like, finally, some representation on television. This is great.
Not if you say stigma.
Let's get behind
not
it.
if you say stigma, and not if you say
that's her
crystals.
experience,
and not if you say spells that you're going to use spells here, there, and everywhere. Nope.
Okay.
A lot of witch shaming going on. Aimee, do you have similar witch stories? Is that why you were aghast?
I probably actually am going to reinforce what Laura was saying. She was a red on my list because I just can't get past the stigma of you're a witch and we're talking about crystals and spells and I can't take you seriously. And I don't think people on the island will take you seriously either.
Have you seen Wicked,
I'm
though?
sure she's a lovely girl. I get that she's a super fan. I just think in terms of the overall perception, you get on that beach, you start talking about witches, that's it.
Well,
Okay.
very
we're
split on
in
Laura.
a very
I'm surprised.
in very
I'm
short time,
surprised.
we're going to see who is right and who is wrong.
It's true. This is true.
It's
I'm shocked, but
so
let's continue,
very short
team.
I
Who's up?
didn't expect it. It's you,
I feel
Eden.
like
You,
Laura.
it's your...
I feel like Laura's the grenade.
Oh,
Oh, what? No.
No.
No. There's too many other grenades in here.
yeah. There's a lot of
Um,
red flags.
Yeah.
don't
So
think she's a red flag.
I get to choose someone else, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
the snake
Okay.
draft.
This is
year
good.
of the snake draft.
Okay, this is good. I am, or do I dare do it? Do I dare do it? Who else is on my list?
Do
I
it.
don't know if you could get a
Ooh.
worse reaction than you just got. So
Yeah, I'm
so
actually
right.
now I'm
Not
worried.
possible.
Now I'm second guessing my
possible.
picks now.
No, not possible.
I'm going to jump back. I'm going to take a man because I haven't taken a man yet. And as Paulie is off the table, I've got a couple of other ones. I'm actually going to go with Ben. I'm going to take Ben from Brawn.
Yep.
I think I actually think, look, there's actually quite a few parents on this season. He's got dad energy. I love it.
Big dad
He's a
energy.
fan as well. He's super positive. He's a stonemason. I think he's just one of those guys. He'll be a solid rock. He'll be around for a
Yes.
while. He'll be that person voting with the team. I think his fandom will serve him well for an older gentleman as well. I don't even know how old he is. What is Ben?
I don't think he's that old.
Older gentleman,
Okay.
but I don't think he's that old.
I don't
Well,
I don't know
think
that.
Yeah,
I think
actually,
he'd probably
he's
be in
not
the middle-aged mafia, but I don't know that we
Yeah.
should be calling him an
Good.
older gentleman. I will look it up
Um,
now, but
But guys, what do you? You're not as shocked with that one. You're okay with that one?
No,
that was such a
super
solid,
pick.
stable
Super
pick.
pick.
So,
Yep.
no one can have the
Perfect.
reactions they just had. Oh, this PowerPoint is going so terribly. I keep forgetting to do it. Anyway,
There we go. Where is he? There he is. I think he's good. I think
No, that's fine.
I think he's got some upside.
There he is. Look.
Okay,
Leaning
can
on
we just
that
guess
tree.
how old? How old do we think he is? I
I
reckon
think it's
34.
32.
I think he's 37, 36.
why did you call him an older gentleman if you think he's younger than you are?
Well, because I'm technically a grandpa.
He's 45.
Yeah.
No,
we go.
really?
Stick
But
with my gun.
again, older
good.
cast of parents. He's so
Yeah.
solid. I don't know if it's just because he's a stonemason, but like he also kind of reminds me of Ben Driebergen. Like he just
Very
seems like
Ben Driebergen. Yeah.
after
very
the
much
reactions
so.
you just got to Laura, you went to the opposite end of the spectrum of just like the most solid pick. He's not the grenade. He'll probably make it far. He might be able to slip through and win it. He was Mike's winner pick. I think Ben is a really good pick, actually.
Yeah, I think
Eden,
he's good.
Agreed.
you've done well. Everyone loved it after the Laura reaction, which we're still recovering from. Aimee, who's your next pick?
Okay, so I don't know if this is going to be a surprising pick or not, but I used my distinctly non-witchy instincts and I'm going with Candy. Models have traditionally
Ooh,
done very well in
interesting.
Australian
Really
Survivor.
interesting.
I think she is smart. She's got a literature degree, so I think she's going to be underestimated because she's pretty and she's blonde and she's young and she's a model. But she's also physically tough. She's grown up on farms. She's worked in wineries. And I really like, to me, she gives off those sassy Courtney Yates sort of vibes. So
100%.
that's my pick.
100%.
Yeah, Eden, you like that pick?
I love that pick. I think it's great. Like massive Courtney energy, like unbelievable. But I think the difference is she is actually a fan as well, which you don't often get that crossover, that model fan sort of demographic crossover. And I think she mentions in her bio as well about being dyslexic and overcoming that. And I think she's just not going to be that typical model type that we see that is a bit like, what's all this about? Rah, rah. I think she's dealt with a few things in her life, and I think that was that she was on my list as well.
Yeah, I worry that like she's so petite in the Brawn tribe that might be like the one thing. Although maybe there was more. I can't remember where I put people in the preseason. It's been such a long preseason, but I also have so much strength. I think it, on vibes alone, I think it's a fine pick.
Yeah.
Sarah, where are you going?
Well, I think I better take a brawn woman before I'm left with little to no choice. This is my riskiest so far. I'm braced for impact when I say it, but denim and diamonds, give me Kate. Now, here's why I shouldn't take Kate. Denim, terrible, terrible fabric. How do you,
Especially like
talk
that,
about a
when you
woman's
can't wear
body.
a bra.
How do you keep those where they should be? I mean, there's not enough Hollywood tape to keep those tucked away during a very physical Australian Survivor challenge. So that's one anti-her. I love the look. I mean, the look is incredible. Whether it's the other reason that I have a mark against Kate was she talked about people being there for the right reasons. One of my absolute all-time least favorite thing on any reality show, people talking about the right reasons. Whatever reason you're on the show is the right reason, so stop it with that. On the upside, I think she's very personable. I think she's strong. I think she's smart. I don't know if she'll get to the merge, but I don't see her being the grenade. So she's my first risky pick, and I'm taking Kate.
Good.
Thoughts?
I liked it. I think she's smarter than she looks. I actually think she will come around that 7th, 6th place. I think she'll be around for long enough. She'll get through and then she'll just get cut because people will feel like, oh, she's actually pretty personable at this point, and she'll get cut. So I don't think she's going to quite make it. But I super positive energy. I think it's good. I actually think that's quite a good pick. I think she's going to fly under the radar if she can get through these first couple of votes.
I think she'll be nice to be around. I think people will be very happy to kind of hang around with her, which I think is an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Kate a lot. I liked the OCD representation. I liked that she said she was emotional. I don't know how much this stuff will be good, but I liked it.
Well,
yeah, I definitely think she could do well. I don't know if she was like a top pick for me, but again, on vibes, I see it. I don't know. I had red flags about a lot of people, and now I don't remember who, why, and how, and who. But looking at this now, with having seen the whole cast, I've got 2 picks back to back, and a couple of people are just jumping out at me. So I'm gonna go with those people. The first I'm gonna go with, I think, might be a little bit of a steal. Now we talk about stigma, and the stigma of poker players on Survivor, particularly Brains V Brawn seasons, is probably quite real. But I think AJ is probably pretty fun to be around, probably pretty intelligent, probably won't seem as physically threatening as some of the Kalins of the world, let alone the Brawn tribe. And it just jumped out to me now. It has just occurred to me. What do people think about that? I just thought I'd just go in that direction.
Yeah, I feel like he's a solid mid-tier player.
agreed.
Yeah, I think he's a good choice.
Mid-tier. That's so kind. Eden, feelings?
I actually think he's going to get the mark spot. I think he's going to get all the way in there, and that final 4, final 3, I think he's going to get picked at the post, and he's not going to get all the way through. So he was on my list as well. I think he is a big fan as well, and he mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh card games, how he got into poker. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, I think he's going to be a plotter and a schemer, and I think he's going to come up with a lot of good plans and get people on board. I think he's going to be around for a long time.
Yeah, and if he makes it to the final 3, he could ungrenade me. So that'll be useful. And if he wins, even better. Yeah, okay. So we're halfway through the draft at this point. Let's have everyone read out their team so far, starting in the right order. So Eden, please read out your team.
My team so far is the lovely Morgan. Then I've got the witchy Alora, and then I'm rounding it out with Ben.
Okay, Ben kind of, I feel like, really bringing it home for you at the end of that team. Aimee, what's your team?
I had originally, because you asked us to write down who our draft was.
Yeah,
so
that's how we're doing this.
As a joke to you, wrote down that my team was called the Jiminy Joes. But I think I now have to change the name of my team to the Kardashians, because I've got Karen, Kaylin, and Candy.
That's incredible. I wish Candy was with a K.
That would be amazing.
And Sarah, what's your team?
I have the E's. I have Indy, Paulie, Katie.
Nice. Well, I don't have any cute naming conventions because I didn't realize we were doing that. But I have Jessie, Kristen, and AJ, and the next pick. And this person also just jumped out at me. I'm going to go for another brain. You know, I love the brains. There she is. I'm going for Logan. Now, how did I feel about Logan?
You snatched her from me.
Oh,
That's how I feel
okay.
about it.
Well, I don't remember how I felt about her when I did the class assessment 2 weeks ago, but I feel very good about her right now because I love how upset that made you. I feel like Logan's going to be smarter than people give her credit for as a wag. I think that she's a brain. I think there's a lot there. Again, like a cast of people with families. I think that she could fit right in, get overlooked, win towards the end, make some stuff happen. I'm feeling good about this pick right now.
That's a good pick.
Can I just say
she's
something?
Not my
I feel
winner pick.
like
She could win, I think. Sorry, Aimee.
No, you're fine. I feel like with Logan, the thing that really jumped out with me, and there were a couple of other female bios, I feel like the Survivor marketing team really gaslit some of these women, because when you read Logan's bio, to me, this is a woman who is desperately trying to say, I want to be seen as more than just a footballer's wife. I'm not just a wag. There's these other parts of me, and this is why I'm going on the show, to show these other parts. And then the first thing that they do is put on her bio, Logan, wag.
Like,
Yeah.
So there's two other women who have this as well. And it just, it really bothers me that the show couldn't have wag / something else. That the show then ultimately, not the show, actually, just the marketing department ultimately defaulted to using those kind of very stereotypes that these women are trying to break out of. That just was my little personal gripe about what I felt as I was reading these bios. I think some of them really read to me like these are people who are desperately saying, see me as something else than a stereotype. And the marketing department immediately reverted to stereotype, which I think is disappointing.
Well, luckily for Logan, the edit's usually really complex and nuanced, and I'm sure we'll get like a lot of layers to her character rather than it just being kind of like hitting us over the head with like her caricature. So I think we're gonna get it. I think we're gonna get it over the next 2 months. But were you high on the bio other than the wag of it all?
I couldn't really get a sense of who I felt she was going to be as a player because she's still pretty young. I think she has, I don't know how old she actually is. I can't remember, but I remember
can tell you. Ooh, I'm on that page.
Yeah,
Late
she,
20s,
had her kids young. She got married, I think, in her teens maybe. And so I think she's actually still quite young. So whether she will have enough, I can tell you, staying home, raising kids, you don't get you're not out there in the world interacting with people a whole lot. Whether she will have the experience and the nous to go deep is unclear to me. So she is not someone I would have personally picked, but I could also see that, like I said, the show is kind of trying to present a particular picture of her that may not be who she actually is, and that could then hold a surprise package of a great player who's very strategic and does really well, which is what I hope for her.
She's 27, which is a bit young for this cast, actually, but like otherwise is like a fine survivor
Having
age.
children ages you.
Quite a lot.
Sure.
Quite a lot.
I think
Sarah,
that's a
you
really
were-
good pick, Shannon.
Yeah, you
I would
had
have
her.
I
That's
would
good.
have been circling around her. My only thing is she did refer to herself in the third person, but I'll
Yeah, I
let her
don't
get away
like that
with it.
either. Yeah, unfortunately, but sometimes
so-
you have to look past things.
I need a brains man. And I'm tossing up between 3.
Well, there's 4 left,
think-
so that's.
This is the-
I know. There's one that I think is going. There's a grenade, and his name is Kent, and I will not be picking him.
Oh, showing your hand.
I'm going
What
to
are you, AJ?
go. I'd be happy with any of the other 3, but I'm going to go Max because teachers do pretty well, and he looks like a good bloke.
Yeah, Max was on my list as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
That's
Max.
fun.
You know how we talked about the recorder
Mhm.
and how that's like the worst thing ever?
Yeah. Yeah.
But Max is a prankster.
Mhm.
That's like
I don't
if the
like
recorder
that.
was on fire. Think about
I
it.
don't like pranksters. Pranks are bullying. But I think that is something that people might say, and he might mean a jokester. I hope so, anyway.
No, he pranks people. It's on his Instagram.
Boo. Then I don't want him.
Well, it's too late because you took him. So.
Too late.
The only thing is,
Last
I don't think he'll
regrets.
be able to prank. You won't be able to prank him. He's not saying like and subscribe while he's on the island. He's not going to be able to do a lot of that. I think his jokiness will come through. I think he's going to be bouncing off the walls. I think he's one of those people that's going to want to do a lot of things. Like, oh yeah, we should do this. Let's do this. Rah, rah, rah. And I think that for that reason, people are going to not have him in the core alliance. I think he's going to be someone that they bring in, sort of like an Alex. I don't think he's going to be making the decisions, but he's going to be trying to throw a lot of stuff out there. So I like him though. I think it'll be really fun TV.
Have you seen those forearms? Is anybody looking at the forearms?
Yeah, he's on Australian Survivor. Like it comes with the territory. Eden, let's
We
see your
all have
forearm.
great forearms. We all have great forearms.
Yeah, exactly. What would a prank on the island look like? Like peeing in the water well or something?
No, it would be more along the lines of using a crab in some form or other, like
Yeah.
a crab in the middle of the night crawling on you, crab attacks or something like that, I think.
Horrendous.
What else can you do? What else
Hate
can you
it.
do? You can't really, yeah.
You can
Is
just
it-
trip
isn't this-
people. They fall on the beach.
It's
that a
during a
prank?
challenge. Yeah.
I think I know what a
That
prank
is just beating someone up, Shannon.
Exactly.
And
That's
anyway,
what pranking is.
Fabio cornered the market in peeing in communal bodies of water, so I don't think he will.
Yeah. People don't like that. Well, they liked it with Fabio,
like
but I
it.
think it was very specific.
Was it Tarzan or was it Philip that washed his undies in the pot
Philip.
of water?
Oh,
That was
both
good.
maybe.
I think they both
I think
did.
it was both. Yeah,
I'd
and then,
honestly
Max
rather
Dawson with his
swim in
foot.
pee.
Yeah.
Yes.
People are for some reason, people are very, very precious about their drinking water. Okay, for some reason.
For some reason, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Amy, your pick.
Who are we up to?
Yeah.
My
Amy.
pick. So, if I want to keep with my Kardashian theme, there is only one K name left.
That
And
would be so
I
much
would
commitment to that for no reason.
And I would
Yes.
agree that the K
Do
is that K name is the grenade. So I'm not going to pick Kent. I am going to go with Miles.
Oh, that's a
He
good
Yes.
gives me
He-
Oh yeah, Miles as
a
well.
Yeah.
real Dixon from Dondi. If
Yeah.
anyone's watching Dondi at the moment, Deal or No Deal Island, real Dixon
Mhm.
vibes. Like people are going to think
Yes.
he's a nerd, that he's weak. But we've already seen in the promo he can certainly kick a goal. I think he is going to, if he can find himself a meat shield in the way that Dixon has found a meat shield in the Golden God on Dondi, then I think he could actually go quite far. I think he will be underestimated in the way that, now I'm having a mental blank. Who was Ferris's
Raymond.
number 2?
Right.
Yes, like
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah.
He was literally, I was tossing up between Max and Miles. I think it's a great pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic pick. I think he's got a lot of upside. He reminds me of a bit of Christian Hibiki, just the way that
Yes.
he talks about financial analysis and being like, he's very numbers orientated. I think he's going to be the person that will be, oh yeah, we've got to split on this person, so you two have to do this, and we'll vote on this, and you do that. Like he's going to be breaking it down a lot. The fanness is fantastic. He's going to be running the numbers. I think that's a great pick. I think if he gets through the start, where he can get an alliance under him, he can be that core person in alliance that helps facilitate the numbers and how we're going to split the votes and all that sort of stuff. I think it's a great pick, actually.
Yeah, I was also between AJ, Logan, and Miles because as well we know that he's a pole dancer. He's going to have really, really good endurance. He's an endurance athlete. People won't see it coming. Like he could probably hide that from people and then like win out a ton of, very specific immunity challenges. So plus he's a fan, that should be helpful. Really liked Miles. I think it's a great pick. Clearly everyone's disappointed. So that's how you know it's a good pick. Eden, last pick of the 4th round. And then I'm going to go through who's left. But first choose someone and then we're going to talk about what the last 2 rounds look like.
I've got 2 women and 1 man. So I think I might need to... Ooh, but there's two. Do I get 2 picks in a row? Do I get 2 picks?
Yeah. But
Okay.
in the middle, I'm going to pause to give the rest of the draft board. But yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay,
technically.
let's go. Let's get another man. I haven't got a male brain yet, so that sounds weird. But I'm going to go with Rich, my film
Yes,
director
yes.
buddy there. I'm a big fan. I'm obviously being a thespian. I actually think director is a little known archetype in the world of Survivor. I don't think we've had too many directors ever. So to have someone on that can really have an overview picture of stuff, that knows how to get people to do what they want, who understands people's needs, who has a vision, I think that's actually a really good skill set to draw from. Only thing I'm worried about with Rich, reading his bio, I think he could have big move-itis. I think he could get to a point where he just wants to do something. Oh, I just want to do something. I haven't done anything for a while. I just want to do something. That's my only concern. If he can keep that under control, I think he can be hanging around for a while. I'm really interested to see how his directorness comes out. I'm interested in your guys' thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think of the people left, there's a couple of interesting options, but he would have been someone I would have been thinking about. I don't think there's a lot of red flags with Rich, other than maybe big move-itis, but like, look at what the promos are looking like for a lot of the other people. You know, like it might be slow for this cast. So yeah, I think there's a lot there. He's obviously very creative, which is good. This pose is creative. First prop in a Survivor promo pick, like he's already innovating the game. So I think that this is a solid pick to finish off the 4th round.
Yeah, I think this is a good pick too. Directors are essentially, their job is to persuade people to do the things that they want. So I think that is a very good skill to have when you're dropped on an island full of strangers that you don't know, to have that ability to direct people without them knowing they're being directed. I think that could actually really work in his favor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
good pick. I've got nothing to add. Good pick.
So here's who is left going into the final
who's
2 rounds. Okay. Kent is the only brains man left, which is actually really interesting because did we just go 3 in a row? Yeah, we actually had the most brains men left of any of like the 4 demographics, and now we have 1 left. We just took them out. 1, 2, 3 like that. Then of the brains women, we have Ali and Zara. Brawn men, we have Nash, Petey, and Zen. And then brawn women, we have Noonan and Ursula. So I kind of feel like there's a few really good steals now. I don't know if they're going to get to me, but I think there are. Eden, it's your pick again. Who are you going
Well, I was tossing up between this person and Rich. So luckily I've got the 2. The snake has really worked for me in this point. So I'm just going to put it out there. I'm getting another woman. I'm getting another brawn. I'm going for superfan Noonan.
No.
I think she's a good steal in this position here. I think obviously a huge superfan. Look, I'm not loving the fact that her job title is footy fanatic.
That's the marketing.
See, this is what I mean. Marketing, gaslighting.
She has a great job. She works with kids with disabilities.
Yeah,
like she
I
has
know.
a very rewarding job.
She's got an amazing job.
I want to be known as somebody who's not just part of the Noonan family. So let's call you Noonan.
Well, there's another Laura and also another Noonan.
And there's another Noonan. Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. But and last season we had a Noonan as well. So it's Noonan Central over here at the moment.
What?
But Charles Noonan.
Oh yeah, but he didn't go.
Yeah, I know.
What's happening with why are there 3 Noonans on 2 seasons of Australian Survivor? What is happening?
The Noonan family has something on casting, maybe. I don't know.
Are they like the main sponsor of the show? What?
Maybe.
What are we doing?
So Noonan, to me, she obviously she's a super fan. She's wanted to get the last name Cochrane call out. She's wearing the sweater vest. She's all in on being a super fan. I think she, much like some of my other picks, I think she's going to be a cog in between a lot of these other groups. I think she can connect with your Morgans and your Kates and this women's side. And I also think she will get on great with like your Bens and your Paulies. I think she's in a really good position to go pretty far in the game. Whether or not her super fandom gets cut short just after merge, where people just feel like, because she's not going to be able to hide it. So I feel her in that regard, and people are going to be like, yep, she knows too much about the game. Let's pull the trigger on her just after merge. So that sort of final 10, final 8 around that.
I can't imagine why that's something that sticks in your mind.
Yeah, always. Not like I'm thinking about that every single day of my life, Shannon. But I'm pretty high on her. I think she's a good pick.
Yeah, I wanted her next, so no complaints from me. Well, complaints that I can't get her next, but I think you've done well. Any other thoughts on Noonan, Sarah?
No, good luck to her. My concern is that she says,
Biting.
look at me. You thought I wasn't any good. Well, look at me now, Ma. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. I think she's young.
Oh, yeah.
I've never
think she's
heard
gonna-
something as harsh as good luck to her ever. Like, it's so harsh.
I thought interesting. I thought interesting pick was also right up there, Shannon.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. Like finding real new ways to just like cut
I hope
through.
that
How
she
old
has
is she? She's
a
27.
real- 27. She looks 22. That kind
Good for her.
of attitude of, I'm stepping up from the shadows, should have already done it. I hope for Noonan, and I do mean good luck, I hope that she had a really good experience no matter
God.
where she landed in the boot order.
That
This
was
is Sarah's
that was
version
the
of the
meanest
resting
thing I've
bitch face.
ever heard. I hope she had a
Mate,
good experience.
I am self-proclaimed resting bitch face. Absolutely.
Resting bitch
you come to the
voice.
meetings every week. I'll see you at tomorrow's meeting, right?
Resting bitch voice.
Yeah.
Good one. Good one, Aim.
All right.
Okay. Who's next?
Me.
Yes,
It's
Aimee.
So I am now trying to figure out. Currently have an even split between genders. I have 3 brains, only 1 brawn. So I'm now thinking, do I need to go with another brawn just to make sure I'm covered on both tribes, or do I just go with my heart, which is always with the brain tribe? So I'm not really sure. I think it's a draft. This is a exercise in betting and statistics and numbers and probability. So I will go with my brawn pick, who is the pair to the other half of the 2 prettiest people on the brawn tribe. So I'm going to go with Zen.
Okay. I really didn't think you were going there.
Oh no, either did I.
Yeah,
Neither did I.
I thought Zen
shocked.
might be the last pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So
Shannon, you are so mean, Shannon. You are so mean.
I didn't wish him luck, okay? I didn't wish him a good experience. That
Call
would
it.
be
I'm
too
going to say it. If you're not going to say it, Shannon, interesting pick. That I've said it. There you go.
Interesting pick.
Hey, look, unlike half of this panel, he does not have a resting bitch face. He has a very, very pretty face. And I think that will actually get him quite far in the game. If he can keep his mouth shut, be a good vote, perform well at the challenges, I think he can be dragged along as a goat, potentially all the way to the end.
That's a very big if.
That is a long goat leash to get him all the way to the end.
That's
Shocked.
I think,
Do you think he's ever seen the show before in his life?
Do you think he knows what show he is on right now?
Didn't we say earlier that it doesn't matter on Australian Survivor if you've never played before?
But there's a line.
Ferris didn't know anything about the show.
Zen's not Ferris, though. Well, look, okay, maybe he'll do
Well,
it.
you
I
don't
just think
know
for
that
me,
yet. You don't know that yet.
I'll bet money that Zen isn't Ferris. Now, that's a very high bar, but I think for me, it's just that he really came across as young. That was my main, and he is the youngest person on the cast. And I felt like I could tell that before I went to the page I'm still on now of their wiki ages. That was my thing.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that potentially that could also, the flip side of that is he can just be an easy vote. So you just keep him in an alliance. See, like, what a pretty looking boy.
That's not what we're doing here, Aimee. We're not trying to
I like that buff colour.
The people
That's such an attractive buff colour, I think.
There's so many other things to like about the picture apart from the buff.
I don't know what you think we're doing, but that was not the assignment. But, okay, I'm sorry to say.
Aimee is so confident in her entire draft. She's just throwing away handsome picks at the end of this now.
Yeah. She knows she already has the winner. She just wants the team
Yeah.
to just like look pretty while she's winning.
That's right. Yeah. Well, because we
I
need to have a
actually
good Kardashian picture, a Christmas picture at the end of the year, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then prove me wrong. I please prove me to be the idiot that I am. You know, like be the fairest, 100%. Like I want to be wrong because I think that season, if Zen is fairest, like most entertaining season of all time. Like we can say it right now. So I wish for that. Sarah, your next pick.
Yes. Well, I must say rather cleverly and sneakily picked a brain woman, a brain man, a brawn woman, and a brawn man. So it's all wide open for me now. These are my extra sugar on top picks.
The good-looking picks. Just people you
I-
think are pretty.
No, I'm going to pick someone who I have a gut reaction against. Sorry, my dear. I'm going to pick you though, because I think you're going to do quite well. Anyone whose whole personality is their children, I am not a fan of. However, come through VP of the PTA, Zara. Thank you for
Okay.
me. I think she could do
Yeah.
quite well. Or she could boss everyone around and they could throw her in the sea.
Yeah. Zara was someone I considered because she's like a highly accomplished woman and she's
Look at
very versatile. But then I also kind of feel like she'll come in as a fashionista and like kind of be over her head, but then like, am I underestimating her? So I don't know.
No, Or are
I
you
think-
estimating
I
her?
think you're estimating. Oh, thank you. Sarah.
Yeah. I think we're all estimating her.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like the phrase.
3 degrees, you know, she's a solicitor. She's financial
Yeah.
planner. Like, she's actually quite smart.
No, I tell you what
Very.
she is.
Like she's super smart.
She's the
She's a brain.
CEO of her household. I
hate
don't
that.
like that term. I
hate
hate that term.
Why?
I hate it. I hate it.
Well, because
I
it
just-
should be a
oh,
team. It should be a team. It should be equal heavy
Well, she's
lifting.
honest.
How do we know that she's not a single parent?
I
Well,
don't think she is.
true.
Shannon.
I'm the
look it up.
CEO of my house, not by
I don't think
choice.
she is. I don't think that she is. I think that I saw her husband in Instagram pics. I didn't think we were going this deep on it. I could look it up.
Okay,
but
so I want to call you guys out on this because I feel like there's a little bit of gender stereotyping happening here. I also don't like people that define themselves just on their kids. Yet nobody said anything about the fact that the skater talked about his skill in manipulation is interrogating his kids about where the chocolate is.
that wasn't
So
the
how
skater.
come-
That
Yeah,
was
but
the stonemason.
we cried him down for all sorts
Stonemason,
of other
sorry.
things. We couldn't
Yeah,
get
they
through
they
everything.
hated the skater, but the person who said that was Ben, and he was a stonemason who we do all
A
like.
stonemason,
That is
you all
fair.
said he was very solid.
Yes.
He was a solid pick.
Okay, to be fair,
Yep.
society loves fathers and hates mothers, and that will
Yeah.
play out in the game in a way that is important. That's not our fault, just judging how people will react to
our
it.
fault.
It's an
Um,
unfortunate
Patriarchy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shannon. I'm going to stop you there. Every single TV ad ever made, the dad is the doofus idiot that always gets it wrong.
In those shows particularly, but like in Survivor, look at like every mother ever, every zero vote finalist compared to like I love him, but like the Jeremy Collins, it's just different. Like it's just, and also she does seem to be married still. Well,
I did pick her. I think she's got the goods. And I think we're estimating her. But Aimee, your point is very well taken.
Yeah, I
Does she
think
have
we might be. She
Cara
does. She's
upside? Do we have
Cara
Cara
upside.
Yeah,
Cara
Zara
upside?
Cara.
Is that an upside?
Yeah. Like
There's no
I think I'd
upside.
like just someone being really loyal, hanging around, being the extrovert, and getting taken all the way to
She's
the
a
end. and then getting
CEO.
in a
No,
fun three.
Eden, she's a CEO. I'm sorry.
Well, Cara is also a big businesswoman. I think that that is possible, and if it gets to the final 3 to anti-grenade someone, which it didn't for Cara, but almost, that could be good. You don't want it to be accidentally voting people out, right? That would be the downside of that.
Correct,
But
correct.
there's no indication she would do that. I think that this is like again close to where I was going. Anyway, so I'm not very low on it. I think this was I think
Who?
at this point in the draft it's actually quite a steal maybe.
I think she's a
Okay,
I think she's a steal.
Yeah, at this
We've
point in the
only
draft,
got-
definitely.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's only 2 more brains left now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ali and Ursula are the 2 brains left. Then
Ursula's
sorry,
a
Ali and
brain.
Ursula are the two women
Yes.
left. Ali and Kent are the two brains left. Then we have Nash and Petey. That made sense. I have 2 picks and then I'm done. I've actually really liked this slot. I've gotten pretty much everyone that I want. And I feel like I've still got 2 safe picks to finish off my team.
I'm worried.
First
very
up,
worried.
I'm going to do Petey, who
Okay.
I can go to on my PowerPoint because I've remembered to do that. Petey is like really solid. Like Petey's not going anywhere anytime soon. He's certainly not the grenade. I think the odds of him winning are probably quite low, but like maybe he just like floats through and is likable enough. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that went. How does everyone feel about Petey being my 5th pick on the board?
Simon
I
Black.
think he's a steal at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. He's
I
like
think
the Simon Black.
Simon
Let him come
Yeah, yeah.
7th. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Yeah,
service, Petey.
I think he's not. I think he's not winning. I think no one's targeting him straight away. I think he's just going to be collateral damage at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you're in danger of him going out first. But I also think you're not in danger of him winning. He loves
Yeah.
Kirby as well. He's a big Kirby fan coming from that background.
Good taste, you know.
Who isn't?
The
So,
coach,
Yeah.
the coach background.
All right. We all felt fairly good about that. And then my last pick, who I think honestly at this point in the draft is kind of being like everyone's got a few red flags, right? Like I think this person who is Ali, who I will go to I'm gonna have to go all the way to the top because she was the first brains woman. Yep, there she is. Ali, I think she said that she was like a loud woman and that was like the one red flag, but like it's not so bad compared to some other red flags. I think in the final round, I think Ali is a steal. Thoughts?
Out of the people
Aimee?
left,
Eden?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm worried about who my final pick is. Who I'm going to
Yeah.
get left with.
That's how that
Yeah,
happens.
stay worried,
No,
Aimee.
no,
Ali, my problem with
I don't
Ali,
want either of them. I don't want.
my problem with Ali is that she thinks the brain is a muscle. That's my problem with her.
That's
Use the
such a
muscle
minor
in your
grievance.
head. Well, but it's something that she said. Out of the few sentences you get in your bio, she called the brain a muscle. Just saying.
I think-
Good
But
luck to her.
Not anything.
Good.
That's so unnecessary for Ali.
Take that
No.
knife out of her back.
I will.
think
Sorry, Ali.
Re-
It was a bit. I was trying to make a runner.
Ali, I like people with those really sort of the juxtaposition between their job and their personality. If I looked at her, I'm not thinking she's an AI expert. She is that Aussie girl, sort of old reliable, get out and about, but she's got this really, really different job, this AI expert. So I like people that have that sort of dichotomy in them, and I think they could be interesting. But she was definitely, of these last few, she was still one that I would have taken. So good stuff.
Yeah. She's versatile. Like she's a country girl who's like in this like high-powered tech job that I don't understand clearly based on the words I'm using. I don't know what's going on, but it's way above my pay grade. And she like has a kangaroo, and apparently kangaroos are evil, but like I still think it's cute. Yeah, apparently all Australians know that. That's what Peter said, and he told Rob that kangaroos drown dogs for fun, and then
Only if
Rob's
the dogs are attacking them.
That's
if
not what he
the
said.
dogs are attacking them. They're not
He
going to
said
go
for
after
fun.
a dog.
Well, take it up
now
with Peter.
She's the only one that I did this for, but I fed her bio into ChatGPT, and I said, based on this bio, please rate Ali's chances in Australian Survivor. And it was quite a voluminous amount of words came back from ChatGPT, but the boldened words were strong chance.
Oh, even better.
Ooh.
Okay, even though I don't love ChatGPT, but
No, I've never used it before and never will again. I was sort of
She
hoping
does.
it'd say something,
She obviously-
rude, but it
She
didn't.
uses it all the time.
But see, it knows its friends. It knows its allies, ChatGPT. It knows she works with
Yes.
AI. So it's all connected,
Yes.
you see.
Well,
What
Grok
if-
just absolutely ripped its maker a new one. That's for another day.
what if ChatGPT is spoiled? We don't know that it isn't.
That's
Oh,
true.
spoiled. Oh, don't say that.
Oof.
Okay. That's my whole team. We'll go through it at the
That's
end
your
of
team.
the game, the draft. Sarah, your last pick is here.
I am
Kent,
not
Nash, and
sorry.
Ursula.
last pick, and only 3 people left, and yet I'm not sorry to have this man on my team. For the lols, I'm going to take Nash.
Yes.
Come on, Nash.
Yes,
Welcome.
Sarah. Good on you. Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
Sarah, I think you've done something really smart there.
Fearless and
Because
charming.
I think there's. Are we taking the promo material into account here?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
took social media stuff into account. So, I mean,
If
I can only
if
see what my
he's-
eyes tell me.
If he is saying I've got an idol in the first 5 minutes, he's more than likely not going to play that idol straight away. So he's not going home first. So I think you've been very smart there, Sarah. You've got a bit of defense against the grenade, I think.
That is true. I thought he had high grenade potential because the promos have shown
So did
him
I.
Yeah.
wearing
Me
the
too.
So did
idol,
I.
putting people off, fighting with people at tribal council. But you are right that he will be immune in that first round. So that, and so he'll probably just be second boot, which is
Yeah.
Well, Russell
is
wore
not-
his
not
idol
the
to his
assignment.
first. Russell wore his idol to his first tribal council, and he went out. So, spoiler, he went out.
yeah.
But
Hopefully
yeah,
it's
I'd be
not
happy to have
that.
Nash on my team. I think he's going to charm us. He's a lot younger than you think he is. I think he's going to be jolly. Hangry, I think, might be a problem. I think he might be. I mean, it is for all of them, but yes. Hard to keep
How
good
old is
humor when you're
he?
hungry.
I'll get it up on the page. I'm already on.
Yes, go Shan.
Okay.
Eden, how
old
do you
is
keep your
Nash?
humor up when you're hangry?
When you're hangry, I project.
Mhm.
I project a lot of it, and it's a lot of visualizations there. And you
Mhm.
spent a lot of your time talking about things that you're going to eat when you get back. We went through all your favorite biscuits, all your favorite pizza toppings, everything. Like that's the Survivor staple. You just mentally visualize that with everyone. It'll get you through.
Where does Kingston come on your rankings?
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No.
Kingston, in terms of biscuits, Kingston is
Yes.
right up there, baby. Kingston
Yes,
it's not a
Eden.
mistake. So I'm a Kingston. I have a packet of Kingstons inside as we speak. And
Oh,
I'll
I'm
tell you
coming
right
straight
now,
over as soon as we finish.
a serving size of Kingstons for me is the entire packet of Kingstons, because once that
Excellent.
Bailey is
Good work.
broken, it is being
Good work.
consumed. That and barbecue shapes are at the top of my list.
Very good.
What happened when I was checking the age of Nash? By the way, it's 36.
You'll have
Okay.
to listen to the podcast, Shannon.
Where did we go?
we
Nash
went
is
to
36.
That
ranking
is I would always go a Monte Carlo, but if I could not have a Monte Carlo, then the Kingston would be my next.
The Kingston
I've
is
never
the
eaten any
superior-
of these
the superior
biscuits.
biscuit. Oh, the
See,
Kingston
this-
is
Do you know how crazy this is? This is how alliances form in Survivor. This is the Kingston Alliance. This is
But I'm not in
Aimee,
it.
Sarah, and me. Well, too bad, so
No.
sad. You got to
That's
pretend.
so
Shannon.
mean.
Your response,
Wow.
see, Shannon, what you did, fatal mistake there. You said, "What's this Kingston?" Your initial thing should be, "Everyone's liking Kingstons." Oh yeah, Kingston's delicious. I love them. This is the sort of stuff you need to do, Shan, when you're
Right, but
alive.
Eden, come back to me now. We're not on Survivor. We're here in the real world. Okay? We're here in normal society. Okay? There's a bed waiting for you. There's food.
We'll be
Yeah.
back.
You're
Yeah,
okay.
good.
There's a
Yeah,
packet of
Kingston
Kingstons.
Next time I won't look up people's ages lest I be left out of an alliance for a game we're not playing.
I love it.
All right, Nash is out. So we have 2 picks left.
Should we
for
do
Aimee.
that?
God.
Yeah, he's 36.
Oh, 36.
Okay.
I couldn't
Ursula
hear it
and Kenta
over the
left.
Kingston.
Yeah. Amy's going to choose Ursula or Kent and then leave one of them to Eden. So this is
So,
a snake
Aimee,
draft works so
remember-
well when there's 6,
You're picking for
4
me
rounds.
as well,
Yeah.
Amy. So maybe
Yeah.
just go with follow your heart.
No,
Well, I
6
think we
rounds.
all know what I'm
Yeah.
picking, don't we?
Yes,
We all know. I'm picking Ursula, of course.
of course you are.
Uh,
No other pick is acceptable.
frankly, I'm surprised that Sarah left her.
Well,
I
why
thought
did they
Sarah
say
was
Zara?
going to.
I was
No,
very,
that's-
I was very tempted, I must say, but I just wanted Nash for the lols.
Yeah, no, Nash is fun.
I was taking
I
that,
don't get the sense that that Ursula will necessarily be a pop off the screen character, but I think she will be a solid mid-tier player. Another potential collateral damage. I don't think she's going to go super far, but I also don't think she's risk of being the grenade.
Well, firstly, I apologize for the fact that my PowerPoint was wrong and said Zara, and I'm even more upset that this is not the first podcast I've used a PowerPoint on. So, like, how much is wrong with this, and how long was it going to take me to learn that? I mean, Ursula, the red flag, obviously, on this non-red tribe, was that she said, like, I don't care if anyone likes me, it's not my problem what the, and we were like, it is your
Yes.
problem. That's literally the game. Welcome to Survivor. I think that was the concern. But she's very strong, and maybe also she won't do that, like, terribly self-sabotaging thing when playing the game, hopefully.
Well,
Yeah,
based
Aimee,
on
I
promos
honestly-
alone, I think she doesn't
Yeah.
she doesn't seem to have as necessarily a loud a personality as some of the super loud personalities that are already
Yes.
coming through. So I think that should at least get her through the first tribal.
It was a complete toss-up for me between the two, and I just had to go on, if people don't like me, it's their problem. So I thought, okay.
Eden,
Well, if you don't like my pick, that's your problem.
No, I like your pick. Good luck to you.
Eden,
Good
that
luck
leaves
to
you with Kent. How do you feel about
Oh God,
that
Eden.
decision and how it plays out for you? Would you have preferred Ursula, or
You fell into my trap there, Aimee. This is the
No.
exact outcome I wanted.
No, it's
Sure,
not.
I thought you were in an
Liar. Liar.
I thought you were in the Kingston Alliance.
He's like the Scotch finger. Nobody wants the Scotch finger.
Crumbly
So,
and
the
cracks
chocolate-
in half.
Chocolate Scotch fingers they're actually quite good. And
The
you can
chocolate
use it
Scotch
in
fingers are fine. Yes.
the chocolate Scotch. And you can also like it can become a hedgehog as well. You can use it as the base in hedgehog. So I'm very biscuit orientated at this part of the game. I'm very hungry. Look, Kent is he's a rich man. He's a business mogul. He knows what he wants. He's Russell Hance. And he's in my team. And we're going to ride that all the way. Look, who knows what's going to happen in this crazy game, you know? It's an interesting pick. It's an interesting pick. He's going to have so much energy and he's going to be big, so he's obviously going to be targeted pretty soon. Are we thinking he's the grenade? Are we thinking he's grenade line?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think he wasn't my
so.
last pick. Like
I
would
don't
pick Zen,
think he's the
Nash. I don't think it's him.
Yeah, Zen's a possible grenade for me. Kristen's a possible grenade. I think
Kristen?
Kent. Yeah, I'm telling you, I reckon possible.
Rude.
This is me. Yeah, rude. Well, there we go, Kent. Yeah, I've got Kent, and I'm gonna ride him all the way to the final three.
All right. Well, that was a lot. I don't know where we went. I want to apologize to the players, okay? I'm sorry that we wished you a good experience and nothing could be crueler. Sarah did that. That wasn't me. I might have said my own things.
She's not listening.
The energy has been brought out in the draft. But I think that what the point is like, on Monday night, all of us will be proven wrong. Like, we're all stupid idiots who know nothing. And you're going to play whatever game you play. And like, I hope you prove us all wrong because we don't know what, we don't know anything. We're so stupid.
That's right.
Yeah, we're just here talking about biscuits. We don't know what's happening. Let's all read out our teams. Eden?
Okay. Eden Porter's dream team consists of we've got Morgan, we've got Laura the Witch, we've got Ben, the stonemason, Rich, the director, Noonan, the footy fan, and Kent, my very own business mogul.
Aimee?
So in the Jiminy Joes / Kardashians, we have 3 brains and 3 brawns. That's right. But I thought if I said that, you might not get it. So I've got Karen, Kaylin, Candy, Miles, Zen, and Ursula.
All right.
That's such a
Sarah,
great
what's your
team. Aimee, that is such a great team. Now I hear it like that. The Super Friends are Indy, Paulie, Katie, Maxie, Zara, E, and Nashi.
I think I have by far
That's
the best
nasty.
team. I'm really happy
Nasty.
with my team. I have Jessie, Kristen, AJ, Logan, PD, and Ali. Not a grenade in sight, no matter what Eden thinks about Kristen incorrectly.
Yeah, no, that's pretty. That's actually I think we're all pretty good.
No.
Yeah, I think that's a good
One of
spread.
us has the grenade. This is this moment in time. Just take this moment, breathe it in. One of us has the grenade.
I don't think it's me, though. I've never been grenaded ever. Just saying. It's my track record.
Well, There's
How's
always
your
a first
average
time. Jen.
placement going?
In Australian Survivor?
Well, we don't know.
In Australian
Never
Survivor,
drafted
my winner
before.
picks always do very well. Last season was the only pre-merger I've ever had. Still pretty upset about it.
Wow. Who was your pre-merger?
It was V.
I was V. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that was on you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sorry.
You killed my average winner draft placement picks. But other than that, they always make it far. But anyway, let's see if Jesse can live up to the hype. He's not a typical winner pick for me. This was really fun. Other than the contention and the like insults and like I think you got a little mean. Eden, where can people find you? You're doing so much, as said at the beginning of the podcast. Tell the people where to find you.
So you can find me on Twitter at Eden Porter or at Instagram at Eden Porter 1. All my stuff's on there, so just please give it a follow, and you'll see everything I'm doing. Get involved that way; it'd be great.
Aimee, where can people find you?
Well, see, as you were asking Eden that, I was suddenly like, I don't know what to do because I traditionally have kept my Instagram for my work. For people who don't know, I'm a children's author, so that has always been like booky things, and I've kept Twitter for all my survivor-related things. But now I feel I cannot support some social media providers, so I do not really know what to do.
You get on Blue Sky.
I did try to transition over to. I tried to go to Blue Sky, and I am on Blue Sky, but nobody else is on Blue Sky. And
Everybody's
when I tried
on
to do
Blue
research
Sky.
for this pod, for instance, well, I had to go back into X to find all the tidbits because no one really uses Blue Sky as much as they say. So I don't really know where I am. I have an account on Twitter that's Survivor Tragic. I have an Aimee Chan author on Blue Sky. I'm trying to transition, but I can't migrate by myself.
People might want your wonderful children's books. Like, what if people want that?
Oh, well, if you want my wonderful children's books, you can go to Instagram, Aimee Chan Author. And can I just have my little boast now about something that has nothing to do with Survivor? Today, I found out that my book called Peg Leg Pedicure was shortlisted for the 2025 IBI Outstanding Books for Young People with Disabilities. So that was one of my career highlights just this afternoon.
What a day.
That's amazing,
Brilliant.
Aimee. That's amazing.
Congratulations.
It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
But go find that. Go to Instagram for that. Exactly. Award-winning children's books. People might want that.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
Sarah?
although technically we should be boycotting Instagram as well. But anyway.
Well, it's a lot. Okay, nothing's
It's got to be
clean.
somewhere.
Sarah, where can people find you on all of these things no one should be on?
People can find me everywhere at Sarah Carradine, but I'm mostly on Blue Sky. Also, subscribe to Crime Scene Podcast, True Crime Review Podcast at crimescenepod.com, and you'll get your true crime on Tuesdays. And what about you, Shannon?
At Shannon Gates for all the content aforementioned, recaps, episodic recaps, Chappelle, Puya, Mike, feedback show, first week with Rob, one exit interview a week, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, always at Shannon Gates, GAITZ. We know globalsurvivor.com. Subscribe. Be subscribed so you get all the content. You don't want to miss any of the content. And then a week after Australian Survivor starts, Survivor 48 will start. And then I'll be doing Survivor Global. And that's going to be 6 podcasts a week. So you don't want to miss any of that.
Wow.
So subscribe to that.
It's going to be a lot. It's always a lot this time of year.
It's a lot of Survivor.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. It's fun. This was fun. See, this was a good time. It's always fun to talk about Survivor. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to our team behind the scenes. And I will see you guys for the first recap next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.